Hey, 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 good morning, Facebook friends. Carolyne Rodrigues here. It's Monday, March the 9th. Oh my goodness, a whole week has already gone by, and last time I looked on the calendar, it was the end of February. So just want to say hello. If you're joining me, give me a thumbs up. Tell me where you're tuning in from. If it's in replay time, I still want to know that. So I'm here in beautiful Southwest Florida, and I hear the weather is changing up north. So things that we have to be grateful for. Hey, Casey, good morning. And usually, where's Miss Cindy Cappy? I want to give a special shout out to her, because she rescued me in Montreal when there was a giant snowstorm and flights were canceled, and she drove me home. So grateful for wonderful friends. Hey, Tracy, nice to see you. So guys, here we are. There is a lot of stuff going on in the world today, do you think? Okay. There is that nasty coronavirus. Full moon last night, the stock market is crashing, and people are kind of in a flux. What do I do, right? What is going on? How do you manage all of this? I want to say hi to a few people that are jumping on, so pardon my squirrel moments. Hey, Shirley, nice to see you. So guys, today I wanted to talk about, how do we handle this? How do we handle the highs and lows of life? When life will throw you these curveballs, and there's so much media attention on things that we sometimes, things get blown out of proportion, right? Hey, Nicole, how's your beautiful daughter? So today I made some notes, right? The highs and lows of life, right? The ups and downs, the good times, the bad times, it's all part of life. And you see this in nature if you just look around. Hey, Ian, nice to see you. Hang around. I got some stuff to share with people, right? In nature, what do we have? The seasons: winter, spring, summer, fall, right? And we have the season of sowing, the season of reaping. And that's the first place I look towards. Like, there are times in life when we're planting seeds, and there are times in life where the land is dry, nothing's happening, and there's times in life when the rain comes and everything's green and beautiful. And so why do we expect that our life is supposed to be this, or maybe you don't expect it. Maybe it just happens, and your life is going along like this, and then something happens, and boom, something comes and slaps you down, right? Has that ever happened to anybody? Just raise your hand if that's ever happened to you, right? So what did I talk about? Night and day, high tide, low tide. I go to the beach and I see the tide come in, and it brings all kinds of beautiful shells with it. And then the tide goes out and it takes the yucky stuff with it. And sometimes it takes the good stuff with it, right? So we get to experience it all. So when these highs and lows will inevitably come in our life. Hey, Mom, there's my mom, Yvonne Rodrigues. How do we deal with this stuff, you guys? So again, like I said, I made some notes so I can stay on track. Number one, just realize that that's life. Okay, that's life. You will have these cycles of highs and these cycles of lows, and there's nothing wrong with it. That's just how it is. Two, realize that it happens to everybody, not just you. Many of us are isolated now. We work from home. We don't have communities. We're not out and about. So we tend to think that the things that are happening are just happening to us. But when you get into conversation with people, you'll see that, gosh, it's happening to lots of people. You're not alone. I'm sorry to say this, you're unique, but you're not unique, right? So nobody is immune to these ups and downs of life, right? Everybody experiences it. And unfortunately, I just got some new teeth. I just put them back in. Unfortunately, because of social media, and I say especially Instagram, we see these perfect lives, the perfect poses, the selfies. And I gotta say, I do it too, but I try to be a little bit more real, right? Some of my pictures are awful, just gonna say, but that's just me, right? So we see these perfect lives, people at their best. Hey, Melanie, people who are presenting only the good side of life. Sometimes I present the ugly side of life, like when I'm on the treadmill and my hair is all sweaty and I don't have makeup on, but I always have lipstick on, right? Because you guys know what my nickname is. Yeah, don't go anywhere without lipstick. Okay, side moment, right? So social media, right? When you're looking at your friends or having these great experiences and these wonderful groups of friends and fun times, and do they ever present the times when they're sitting there and they're like, oh my God, how did I get into this? And she said this and he said that, and you're down in the dumps, or you're dealing with a particular situation that, you know, is giving you grief, and you go on social media and you see all this wonderful stuff, and what does it do? Does it make you go, yeah, okay, good for them? No, it takes you down into the rabbit hole. And so what I say is when you have that reaction, you guys, get off social media, because that is not doing you any justice in understanding that isn't real. Okay, that isn't real. That's a little bit, I hate to use that word, fake news, but it's a little bit of unrealistic in terms of how we live today, and it's sad that our young people are getting sucked into it. So don't believe everything you see, because when you tear away the veil and you meet these people in person, oh gosh, some of them don't look so great. Some of them are having real troubles. When I listen to some of the conversations going on, I'm like, oh, but I just saw that post of you with all these beautiful people around you and you're doing all these wonderful things, and here you are, like, this is what's going on. So guys, don't believe it all. And as I said, if it makes you feel bad, I tap into, that's my barometer. I tap into the feelings. How does it make me feel? Doesn't make me feel good? Get off. Go do something else. Okay, that was number 2, a little bit of a rant. Number 3, most importantly, is that these highs and lows, they happen for a good reason. We need the yin and yang of life to make us appreciate the good times and the not so good times, right? It prepares you for the future. It helps you to learn and grow how to handle adversity. I don't know, do you know anyone whose life is just like perfect? Like I'm serious. If you know them in person and you know that, oh, they've never handled any adversity, their life is perfect. They have the perfect marriage, they have the perfect job, they have the perfect children, whatever, right? Beautiful house. I don't know. I haven't found anybody that has that. So just saying, right? So the challenge is the first time you experience one of these lows, it always feels devastating. Look, you guys, I remember my first love in high school. Hey, Evelyn. In high school, oh my God, I was so in love with this young man who just infatuated me, and it was mutual. And oh my goodness, then he went off to university and broke my heart. And I was devastated. I didn't know how to handle rejection. Somebody who didn't want me anymore. And I was like in the rabbit hole for a long time, right? So the first time you experience a broken heart, the first time you get laid off, I remember that too in the airlines. I'm like, what? Oh my God, I've only been here 6 months. What's going on, right? The first time you fail, you set a goal and you fail and you think, what's the matter with me? That happened for me too. It happens to all of us. So the challenge is that many people, we tend to, maybe it's happened to you multiple times. It's happened to me multiple times. I've had my heart broken multiple times. I've set goals multiple times and never achieved them. The challenge for most people, and I had to learn this, I was one of those most people, is we lose faith. Hey, Cindy Cappy, there's my beautiful friend. So we lose faith. We focus on what's not working. Anybody? Yeah, we focus on, oh my God, it's not going well. Oh my God, this didn't work. Oh my goodness, I am so bad at this. First time I got up on stage, I made such a fool of myself, right? So it makes us afraid to experience life, right? So you when you're focusing on the things that aren't working, you cannot see the good that you have in your life. You can't take stock of, and I'm speaking for myself, right? I couldn't take stock of, and think about this. And my husband says, hey, I've told you 10 good things about you. And I say one thing that maybe isn't so good. And what do we focus on? The one thing that's negative? I don't know. Give me a thumbs up if you agree. Anybody? Right? Somebody could tell you a whole bunch of great things about you, and somebody comes along and says one thing that isn't great. Did you remember all those other things? No. You focus on that one thing, right? Come on, guys. Come on. I know you're out there, right? So where am I? Okay, we focus on what's not working. We can't see the good we have. We don't understand that this is all part of life. So I've come to understand, and I'm sure you've heard this before, what you focus on, you find. What you focus on keeps showing up for you. So if you keep saying, I have a bad relationship, I have a bad bank account, I have a crappy bank account, I have an awful business, what you're doing is putting out into the world a thing that, it's the boomerang. It's going to come back and find you. So instead of focusing, and I know it's a challenge to change this way of thinking. So when you change your focus, look for, in my business, okay, my business is in a bit of a decline, and it has been for a bit of a while. For the longest, when I first started, it went poof, just went like that. Then we had a bit of a plateau. Then the company had a bit of a downturn, and then they made some changes and started to come back up again. And so we are in a place where we're plateaued. Then we were in a bit of a decline, but oh my goodness, things are in place to make things come back again. But what happens in the decline in your life where things aren't going the way you want? You lose faith. You lose sight of your vision, right? I know things can't just keep going down like this. It has to come back up again. So what do? You lose faith, you jump ship, you bail out on your marriage, I don't know, right? I don't know. So I'm just saying, hey, Michelle, change your focus. Look for the good. Are there people that are worse off than you? Of course there are. And I know it seems like, oh gosh, well, Caroline, I'm just thinking this is where I live. I don't live in Syria where all that nasty stuff's happening. But that's the luck of the draw. You're living in a first world country with first world problems, right? So let's gain some perspective, people, right? Find something to focus on that brings you joy. It's when you've lost your joy that thing that doesn't work is gonna come and just eat you up. So when you don't have something to look forward to, you tend to focus on all the bad stuff that shows up, not just in your life and everybody else's life, right? If you're contributing to the conversation where people are talking about all the yucky stuff, you're in the wrong place, my friend. Extricate yourself from that. Go hang out with people who are talking about, hey, this stuff's happening, but I'm expecting good things to come. This stuff's happening, but I'm so grateful for my health, right? This stuff is happening, but I have food on the table. This stuff is happening, but oh my goodness, I got some wonderful friends that I can hang out with. So, where am I here? Find something to focus on that brings you joy, because we will inevitably learn how to get back on track. And I invite you to look back. Have you experienced any adversity in your life? And oh my goodness, you're still here. How did that happen? What did you do? And I remember when I had that broken heart, I thought I would never get back up. But I was fortunate that I had a good group of friends around me, people who lifted me up, people who told me and reinforced some positive things about who I was back then, and hopefully still am today. And with their help, I was able to, get out of the dark place, right? So you will learn how to get back on track, you guys, when you stop focusing on the bad. So how can you do this? How can you shift your focus from all the negativity on the world? I have friends that are very, tied into the full moon and the earth's energy. And so they talk about that stuff, but I'm going just little old me. Carolyne, here's what I do, right? So I seek help. Remember, ask and you will receive. I go to prayer. Take it to the throne, not the phone. when people are bugging me, when things are happening, when I think people are saying bad things about me, I'm not going to, this person over here or that person over there and asking, sharing all this negativity, hoping that they will lift me up. No, take it to the throne. Take it to the throne, my friend. So I don't know about you guys, but I just go into deep prayer and I give thanks and I'm just grateful. I'm able to tap into what are all the blessings that I have in my life, right? So I'm endeavoring, I can't say I've mastered it, meditation, because it quiets the mind. It stops that ticker tape parade of all those thoughts that perhaps drag you down, right? If your ticker tape parade is all of wonderful, positive, uplifting thoughts, well, hey, go for it. But I find that if I go to bed with all that nasty stuff in my head, oh my God, you guys, I have awful nightmares. Right? Like, I don't know, I have vivid dreams. And so I have to calm myself down before I go to bed. Otherwise, even like watching those shoot 'em up movies and those spying movies, I can't do that. Because when I go to bed, I'm manifesting all of that in this little brain of mine. I guess I'm a good manifester. So I go into meditation, right? There's all kinds of free apps that are available for you to do that, right? So give meditation a try. Go for a walk. Get out, clear your hair. It's wonderful to be in this community that I'm in nature. I hear the birds singing. That makes me happy. Little things like when I hear the wind rustling through the palm trees, that makes me happy. When I hear the birds singing, that makes me happy. So it's changing my state, right? Do something physical. Go for a workout. It doesn't have to be like one of those pump 'em up things, but I find that when I just go on the elliptical machine and I'm listening to, something positive in my head, I'm not thinking about the nasty stuff, right? So exercise is key because it also helps you appreciate that you got your health. I work out with a girl, I work out in the gym here where there's a young lady who comes in and she's got MS and she comes and works out. She comes in with her walker. She can barely walk and she's got braces on her legs and then she gets on that machine. It's the step machine, I guess. She gets on that machine and she has to really work to pull herself up and pull her, and I'm like, oh my God, I won't complain about pain again, right, Gretchen? She's just a beautiful soul, Gretchen. So if you're hearing this, I just want to blow you a kiss and say what an amazing woman you are, right? And she has a daughter. So, okay, nutrition, you guys, that's my jam. I'm always talking about it, right? I have a shake every day, and people say to me, well, don't you get sick of having those shakes every day? Isn't that boring? And I'm like, don't you get sick of brushing your teeth every day? That is so boring, right? You want to keep your teeth? You've learned to brush your teeth, right? That keeps them healthy. I want to keep my body healthy. I'm putting one of those nutritious shakes in my body. And if you guys are wondering what that is, I'll be happy to tell you, right? And now I'm adding all kinds of things, an immune booster to my shake. So it's a real power-packed shake full of good stuff that lights up my body, right? You've heard about the mind-brain connection for exercise, for the food you eat. If you're putting junk in your body, you guys, I'm sorry, that's going to cause you to feel bad, right? Because you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. And this is a masterpiece. Each of you have been created. You're your own individual masterpiece. So junk in, junk out. Good nutrition in, good nutrition out. So you choose what's going into your body, right? And just do it for a week. We have a 30-day program. People get like, oh my God, I can't give up for 30 days. Well, that was a question I had to ask myself, right? I can't give up alcohol for 30 days? What does that say about me? And so I got that thing beat. Okay. So the other thing a good friend of mine said to me, Carolyne, when you're in the doldrums, go lend a hand. Do something good for somebody else. I love to cook. I have neighbors around here sometimes that are not well. When I hear that, I'll go cook them, roast chicken dinner. I'll make them brownies. I make them chicken soup. And boy, does that ever make me feel good when I'm doing that, because I know it's going to benefit them. And I do it as a surprise. I don't call them and tell them I'm doing it. I just do it and then I take it over and they're like, what? You did that for me? Yeah. That's going to raise my serotonin level, guys, and it can do yours. So just watch the reaction. Watch the reaction you get, right? Offer a listening ear to somebody and I've had to learn this, offer a listening ear without needing to have a solution or a comeback. Because I often say that to my husband, I just want you to hear me. I'm not really looking for any feedback. I just want him to hear me, right? Because we tend to be, as human beings, we tend to listen and we're thinking about the solution for that person. So sometimes just listen. Don't say anything. That's something I'm learning to do. Okay, so those are the lows. Let's talk about the highs, right? So number one, enjoy it. Enjoy when the highs are there, right? When things are going well. Relax into the moment. Relish it for what it's worth. Don't get too comfortable, though. Don't get too comfortable. And I want to read you the same from Napoleon Bonaparte. And he says, the most dangerous moment comes with victory. Because that was his quote, the most dangerous moment comes with victory. Because with victory, sometimes comes complacency, settling, expecting this to last, right? And it may not, right? The highs in life, they tend to cloud our judgment. Sometimes we get into a place of ego. And sometimes we become prideful, arrogant, sure about everything. Our view is the only view. So, take stock when things are going well. Are you sitting in humility? Are you sitting in ego? So understand that those lows, guys, they're inevitably going to come, right? So when you're experiencing the high moments, that's the time to take advantage of the momentum. That's when things are on your side. Again, that's your time to just be humble, right? To be grateful, to sit back in the moment and understand that this is just a moment. We tend to sometimes lose ourselves in the highs, and when the lows come, knocks us off our game, right? So I know that you have the ability and you will pick yourself up from the low times. And as I mentioned, think back to those times where you were hit with something unexpected and, you got through it. You got through it and you're here to talk about it. You're here to help somebody else. Learn and be equipped to handle everything that life throws you. And perspective is key, because if you only had one, all highs or all lows, there's no perspective there, and we can't be of service to ourselves or to anybody else. So learn from others who've experienced highs and lows. What have they done? Understand that you can handle it. I just want to leave you with that. You can handle it. Whatever is coming, externally, internally, God has prepared you well. And I want to say, appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate you guys listening in. If this message has been of service to you, or somebody else who's kind of like tuned you out because you're too close to them, perhaps share this with them so that they can understand that, life is all about the highs and the lows. And it's all about not making those highs too high and the lows too lows. It's just about having those gentle curves and appreciating what you have right now. So thank you for tuning in. You can connect with me, CarolynRodrigues.com. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I think I'm on Twitter, LinkedIn. So look forward to seeing you guys next Monday, same time, same place. Bye-bye.